All right, man. So today we're going to be talking about the best two-way player in each position. So what is a two-way player? A two-way player is a person that can excel on both offense and defense. So if a person is strong on offense, a person is strong on defense, that is what a two-way player is. So we're going to be kicking things off with the point guards. And the person that we chose for the point guards is Jackie for several reasons, which we will talk about right now. So starting off with the stats, he has 97 3-point. That is a really high 3-point stat for a point guard. He also has 91 mid-shot. That was unexpectedly high. I didn't expect his mid-shot to be that high when I was looking up the stats for these characters. He has 99 speed, and he also has 52 block. Now you may be thinking, Dream, 52 block is not that much, but when you consider the fact that he's a point guard, and the point guards inside this game typically have low block stats, 52 is really high, and the highest before him was Nico, and I think she has like 48 block. Everybody used to joke around and say Nico was the best blocker in the game because she was a point guard with 48. But now we have a point guard with 52, and that's a really good block stat for a point guard. The reason for that is the higher you boost your block stat, the higher your block height will be, and the further your block distance will be. And since point guards are short, then more block height and more block distance definitely comes in handy. You can block a little bit later than most of the other point guards can. So let's move on to the abilities. First one we're looking at is the fadeaway 3. Of course, it is a really good ability, man, because it gives you so much extra accuracy outside the 3-point line. It's not as risky as a drift 3. I don't know why. It just seems like it gives so much more extra accuracy than a drift 3 at level 4 does. All right, next we're looking at disturbance mastery. It's going to give him 8% disturbance resistance on offense and 8% extra disturbance on defense. And the last ability we're looking at, well, now we got two more. So we're looking at upspring. You're going to recover from ankle breakers 10% faster. Now, this ability doesn't help as much as you may think it would, but if your big is helping on the screen, they snap your ankles in half. The faster you can recover, the faster your big can swap back to their man. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. And the last ability we're looking at is turnaround step back. It's going to give him 5% extra accuracy when he's wide open. So make sure you are using this. Don't try to spam it though. Like a lot of people just use abilities just because the character has it, and it's not even a good time to use it. I see it all the time with layup pass characters. They're using those layup passes for no reason. The pass ends up being late. You don't want to end up being late to your 3-point shot because you want to do a turnaround step back. If you get the opportunity to do this, to get an open shot, then use it. But if you don't have to use it, then don't use it. All right, moving on to the shooting guards, and we decided to choose Conan for the shooting guards. Plenty of obvious reasons. So we're going to look at the stats first. His 3-point is at 99. His mid shot is at 85. His dunk is at 88. His speed is also at 88. And his power is at 63. Now, 63 power might not sound like a lot, but the second highest shooting guard has 18 less than Conan does. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. No shooting guard inside this game can stop Conan from dunking the ball unless they're inside of a power build. And if they're inside of a power build, their speed and or shooting stats will have to be sacrificed in order for them to do that. All right, so let's move on to the abilities. He has the toss-up dunk. It gives him 25% extra power when he's using this. I don't have to explain any further on this ability. Everyone knows why this ability is broken. The block window on this is insane. They should probably nerf this. Everyone's been saying they need to nerf this. And when the top players say you need to nerf something, you should definitely nerf it because this ability's block window is so small, so difficult to block, and then people are standing inside the paint with Robbie setting screens, and it's just so broken. He also has a pull-up. It's going to increase his shooting speed by 2. So you can catch people off guard with those. You've been hitting them with dribble moves. They're expecting a crisscross into a turnaround step back off the level 4 rapid dribble move. Then you can hit them with a pull-up, catch them off guard with that +2 to your shooting speed. Half the time, they will not be able to stop you if they do not expect it. And the last ability is grab and block. So he blocks a shot. He doesn't have to worry about chasing the FLR. He doesn't have to worry about the opposing point guard giving his team a second opportunity. He's going to snatch that right out the air. He has a good chance of snatching that out of the air as well. And he has a really good block distance, really good block height. Overall, just a really good character for both sides of the ball. And he can shoot threes. It's just so much that this character can do, and he's just so broken right now. All right, so we got an honorable mention for shooting guards. Our honorable mention is Ayumi. So she has 93 3-point, 88 mid shot, 100 speed, and 95 steal. That is a really high steal stat for a shooting guard. And for her abilities, she has a sidestep shot, which gives her 5% extra accuracy when she's contested and 15% extra accuracy when you're wide open. So you want to be using this in a way where you're going to be wide open. If you don't have a choice but to do this, make sure it's inside the mid-range area because she also has a decent mid-range shot at 88. All right, moving on to flash shot. Don't have to explain this. She's going to be able to shoot the ball quickly when she catches it. You're struggling to get wide open with your Ayumi. They're clamping you on defense. Hit them with an unexpected flash shot inside the mid-range area. You're wide open at the 3. Hit them with a flash shot. Make sure you are using your flash shot. Ever since she got the sidestep shot, it's like the whole SBA community completely forgot that she has a flash shot. You're playing Ayumi. Use your flash shot. Please, man. All right, next we're looking at steal and dive. It's going to give you 20% extra steal rate on swipes as well as intercepts, and it's going to boost your accuracy by 10% after a steal for, I believe, 18 seconds. That is a full shot clock worth of extra accuracy. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. Really good honorable mention inside of Ayumi, but she simply just cannot compare to someone like Conan because his offense is a million times better. All right, so now we're moving on to Rika. She has 85 3-point, 100 mid shot, 93 speed, and 89 block. So these stats that I'm telling y'all is after you max out your cells and after you unlock all of your masteries. These are what the stats are going to be without gear and assist characters. So let's move on to her abilities. Her first ability we'll be looking at is jump stop shot. So she's going to get 17% disturbance resistance. You want to be using this inside the mid-range area if you're going to be contested. That 17% disturbance resistance does not help as much outside the 3-point line. So make sure y'all keep that in mind, man. And she also has a different animation than David, Butterball, and Hoy because she has the fadeaway jump stop shot just like Amanda does. And I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but the disturbance area moves backwards with her as well. So if you're guarding Rika, you want to make sure that you're stepping up into her disturbance zone. If you feel like you're not going to get the block on the shot, at least decrease her accuracy by a little bit. The 17% disturbance resistance will help her out a bunch. So you want to be playing Rika extremely close if you want to stop her. All right, next we're looking at fingertip block. I used to think this ability was trash until I really just sat there and looked at it because it increases her block height by 10 centimeters. Now, it doesn't sound like a whole bunch. It's honestly not a whole bunch, but extra block height certainly helps because it's going to make it so that it's easier for you to block abilities like layup floater and smart layup. It's also going to help you block abilities, well, not abilities, but shots later inside the animation. You're guarding that Marcus. He's constantly doing those pull-ups with that +2 to his shooting speed. This fingertip block is going to give you just a tiny bit of extra time to get the block off and succeed on the block. The only weakness on this ability is that it bounces it up into the air. So if there's a person back there that is taller than you or has a better rebound stat, they can snatch that clean out of the air from you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So last ability, we're looking at provocative. So it's going to reduce the opponent's hit rate by 20% for up to 18 seconds. So I believe you're going to decrease their accuracy by 15% if they have the ball. And then once they pass it, it's going to reduce their accuracy by 20% in total. And the time is going to increase to 18 seconds. So make sure y'all keep that in mind, Rika players. And make sure you keep that in mind if you're going up against her. You don't want to be trying to fire those shots off contested with 20% less accuracy. It's not going to turn out well for you, bro. All right, so moving on to the power forwards. We got Alto inside this slot, and he has 89 close shot, 93 dunk, 104 block, and 99 power. And in terms of abilities, he has a quick hook shot. So this is going to increase the speed of his hook shot by 2. So it's just kind of like a pull-up. It's going to give him +2 to his shooting speed on the hook shot. He's also going to get some disturbance resistance and extra accuracy from this. I'm not going to say the specific amounts because it's not honestly worth mentioning the extra accuracy and the disturbance resistance. So next we're looking at diving block. It's going to increase success rate of block by 5%. And it's also going to increase your block distance by 0.2 meters. But that is not it, bro. It's going to also slightly increase your block speed. So he's good at locking down the perimeter. And he's also good at locking down the paint. The paint ability is at the bottom. We're going to talk about that when we get there. So next we're looking at quick grab and block. It's going to increase his landing speed after a block. So inside the ability, it doesn't specifically state after you grab a block. It just simply says increase landing speed after a block. So I'm assuming that if you just simply get the block, then you're going to land faster than you normally would. But if you fail to get the block, you're going to land at the normal speed. And last ability is enhanced block. It's going to give him 5% extra power when he's blocking dunks and 20% extra block success rate to dunks as well as shots. So make sure y'all keep that in mind as well. Don't try your luck against an Alto. His block distance is insane. He can block from about the same distance as someone like a Ranger, and he's going to be jumping a whole lot faster as well. He doesn't have to react as quickly when he's doing a diving block, but there's a difference between flying block and diving block. So with flying block, you have to actually be a certain distance away for it to activate, but with diving block, it's going to activate every single time. So make sure y'all keep that in mind, man. You're blocking a dunk with Alto. You're going to have to position yourself in a weird way to make sure you can actually get that done. So moving on to the center, the last one on our list, we decided to slap Howie in this slot. So he has 100 close shot, 98 dunk, 86 block, and 92 power. All of those stats are really good for him scoring inside the paint, and also really good for him clamping the paint as well. He has a really good block height, so those smart layups, those layup floaters, those double pumps, all those really high layups that you have to time properly in order to get those done is going to make sure that he can get those blocked because his block height is insane. So moving on to the abilities, we got Dream Shake in the first slot. The reason why this ability is so good is because most people can't block the layup. They know it's coming, they know you're about to do it, but they just simply cannot block it because they do not know the timing for it just yet. So moving on to Thunder Dunk, is going to give him 10% extra power when he's using it. It's going to give him 20% extra success rate to the Thunder Dunk. Then it's going to give him 20% extra power for a full minute. No, this is not only for his layups. No, this is not only for his dunks. This is also for blocking dunks on defense. So they're coming in there trying to do their layups. You can block that if they have more power than you. This 20% will definitely give you more than them if you're inside of a power build. They're coming in there trying to do dunks. They're trying to use those toss-up dunks with Edward, getting all that extra strength. I think it's like 40% extra strength. And this 20% will definitely help you out, especially when you stack it with the enhanced block that he also has, which is going to take him up to 25% extra strength if you have your Thunder Dunk passive off. And then you're also going to get 20% extra success rate to blocking that toss-up dunk. So he's actually a pretty good counter to Conan. The only thing about Howie when it comes down to countering that toss-up dunk or the tomahawk dunks or the smart dunks, just dunks in period, is that he cannot grab them. Only Big Mike and Robbie can grab dunks, but if Howie could grab dunks, he would be an absolutely broken character. He also has a grab and block. I don't know why grab and block doesn't just work for shots as well as dunks. They may as well just merge those into one ability if we're being honest. So all right, man, this is my list for the best two-way players in each position. If you disagree, drop it inside the comments. If you agree, drop it inside the comments. And if you use either of these characters, tell me how much you like them. So that's it. I'll catch you on the next one.